Okay.
Okay, hello everybody. Good morning or good afternoon. Well, I'm going to start with this. I'm going to talk about this program called Students for a Smarter Planet. Could you please go to this next slide? Sharon. Okay, this is the agenda. I'm just going to start with the general information about the program, and then I'm going to talk about some success stories for local success stories, and then I'm going to talk about some programs. I'm going to close with the call to action. Could you please go to the next slide, Sharon? Okay, the program pretty much is, well, Students for a Smarter Planet, the intention is to pursue the students to work together to solve global problems using technology. And it also, well, we want them to participate in projects to benefit our communities. And, well, the intention will be to create Students for a Smarter Planet chapters, which will be pretty much like the IEEE chapters or ACM student chapters. But in this case, we want them to have multidisciplinary chapters, not just, for instance, computer science students or from only that career, but it's an open invitation to all careers. And, well, the intention is to have a win-win relationship. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, how IBM is winning here? Well, it will foster multidisciplinarity shape skills that, well, it's needed for IBM right now. And, well, this will be fostered, as I mentioned, with the different students from all different careers. And, well, it will be also a source of fresh ideas and energy. It will update IBM image on a school campus. And, well, just want to mention here, for instance, I went to a university a few months ago, and I remember some students were asking me, hey, IBM is not selling computers anymore, so what are you doing now? Well, this is one of the projects that we are doing at Smart Planet. It's a very important part of our initiatives, and that will help us to let them know that. And obviously to identify top talent in the schools. Next slide, please. And how the students are going to win? Well, they will learn and they will use technology to enable a smart planet. They will be probably using state-of-the-art tools or most of the updated tools. They will practice new skills that probably they are not even using or learning in their school. They will interact with IBM professionals and researchers probably. And I'm going to mention later about the program. It's called IBM Body. And well, the next thing, or they're going to get visibility and web presence. Probably if what they do creates white papers or articles in the internet, well, definitely it will help to enhance their resume. And of course, well, it will help to get them probably into an internship with us or a co-op, or maybe in the future we could even hire those students. Let's go. Okay, this is the first success story that I want to talk about. It's Guadalajara Smart Cities Exploration Center. It's a joint work between IBM and the University of Guadalajara. It was created with the support from PhD researchers from the university and from the IBM research labs. It's a pilot project. Well, they start with a pilot project called Smart Traffic, and the intention was to reduce the time lost in the city traffic by at least 15%. That was the studies were showing that it was the equivalent to saving around $90 million per year. those savings will come from the gasoline or from the people being more productive and that kind of stuff. And well, it will provide real-time analysis and forecasting of traffic behavior for 1 million vehicles in Guadalajara. And well, just to mention here that Guadalajara is the second largest city in Mexico, so well, we have a lot of problems with traffic here. The project will be using an extensive network of smartphones and crowdsourcing as the sensors, and I'm going to explain a little bit more in the next chart, please. This is the proposed architecture. It starts with in the bottom with the smartphones, with the people with the smartphones, and they will be like the sensors that, for instance, if one of them is driving through an avenue and it notices that there is a car crash over there, well, they could report, or he or she could report that to the system, and well, the system will get the GPS location and will know when that thing is happening. Then it will send it to there's gonna be they're working to have a supercomputer over there that will handle all the information. The information, in addition to the users, to the direct users, they're going to be getting information from social networks like Twitter. There are a lot of work over there, and some theses, for instance, are trying to verify that the information is true and is truthful. I mean, they are verifying that there is no user, for instance, sending information that is incorrect or that are not incorrect. So there is a whole thesis trying to validate that. Well, that's pretty much what they are doing. If you go to thanks. This is the prototype. Pretty much, it will have a user and password so that they could log in and verify. This way we could keep track of the information and the user is sending. As soon as they log in, they could report everything, or they could ask for a route to go to a certain part of the city. So as soon as the system will track the route and will let them know if there is any important information that they should know. I don't know if there is a construction in the middle of the road during that road, or if there is a car crash somewhere, so that the user could know about it. Can you go to the next slide, please? And finally, well, we have also a web service and web page even for the users who don't have a smartphone. They could log in here and verify the traffic, monitor the traffic, and see a forecast. For instance, if the car crash or the avenue that is blocked is an important avenue, it will forecast how this block avenue will impact to the other avenues around the city. Next slide, please. Okay, this is the other success story that we have, and it's related to smart education. It was in the University of Colima. In this case, well, it was a multidisciplinary student chapter, and they integrated the chapter with students from software engineer, they were telematics engineer, and pedagogy students, and they will be working the whole school year, starting from August 2012, just 1 month ago, until July 2013. And pretty much, they will be using smartphones, tablets, and commercial sensors like the Kinect and Microsoft Kinect, involving students with smart books and in a smart classroom. And with the smart books, for instance, in this picture, the intention was if we have a book with a picture of Martin Luther King and a student put a smartphone in front of it, it will recognize that it's Martin Luther King, and the students could even hear the speech of him, the famous speech. Next slide, please. Well, the previous one. Yeah, thanks. The goal is to improve the academic performance of the students, and it will go from elementary schools to universities. Excuse me. And well, I'm just showing here another possibility, and that it's displaying a picture of the Eiffel Tower, and it could show the 3D image of a schema of that. And well, IBM will be supporting this project with mentoring, as I mentioned, IBM buddies. Pretty much, well, the IBM buddy is going to be scheduling regular meetings with the students, and just to validate if they are blocked with something, or if they're not progressing because a certain thing is not working or whatever, so that the IBM body will help them to identify. I don't know, it doesn't have to be an expert in everything, but they could reference the students to a web page, to a web, or even to another IBMer. And well, the other thing that we're going to be supporting them is that, well, they will have access to all IBM tools that, well, it goes, well, from Cognos to SPSS, as business analytics, and that kind of stuff. And they also received already a mini award to get the needed hardware. As I mentioned, they're going to buy smartphones, tablets, sensors. They received $3,000 in a check to get everything. And next slide, please. Okay, this is another part of the project. They are creating a serious game to help the children to activate it physically. They will be interacting with a Microsoft Kinect sensor. Pretty much the intention is to allow them to learn history in addition to increase their physical activity. This is just a schema about what we are expecting to have in this project. Next slide, please. Okay, ClickWatch is an application that was created by the IBM Research Labs. It's an iPhone application, actually, and it will pretty much help us to monitor the health of the local rivers and creeks around the city or in the city. If you could go to the next slide, please. It will help us to track the pollution and the actual health of the watershed. It's very simple. It will start just it will ask you to take a picture of the river or the creek, and then we'll ask you for 3 questions. If it's the water level, if it's full, if it's dry, or some water, etc. What is the flow rate? If it's running fast or if it's running slow. If it has any trash, if it has a lot of trash, etc. And well, if you go to the next slide, please. As soon as the user submits those questions, it will be uploaded or data or web page with the information with the GPS location. And here the students the intention is that the students or faculty or people here to use the actual data, to put some data analysts here. We already have that information. We already have the application to use it. So, well, here the user could just go and export the data into CSV files. For instance, they could filter now in the CSV files. They could filter the information through. I don't know. Probably they could only. They are only interested in the UK data. So well, they could filter that data and maybe try to identify some patterns. I don't know if the pollution is flowing through certain rivers or something like that. And after that, maybe publish the report to government authorities and, well, just do more activism about the water management here. That is the intention of this. And the application is completely free, and it's now available in the iTunes store, and, well, hopefully we could use it more. Next slide, please. I'm just going to mention very quickly about World Community Grid. I'm pretty sure that almost everybody will know about it. It's the world's largest non-profit computing grid who tries to benefit humanity, and it's donating, well, unused computer time. All new IBM employees has this application installed in their computer. It's installed currently in more than 1 million computers around the world in the grid. And here, well, the invitation is to join to the Students for a Smart Planet group, and also to invite to the students to use this application. And next slide, please. Well, just closing, it's a call to action. Well, how to get started? We could start or participate with discussions in our blog. The link to the blog is in the bottom of the page of this slide. We could share ideas, and we could invite local students or universities to share ideas or to nominate a project and to share their progress and view what others are doing around the globe. Well, as I mentioned, you could nominate projects. The faculty can participate also. The only rule here is that they should be aligned with a Smart Planet, and that they should use technology to solve the problems. And please remember that there is a mini award here. We want to get submissions to get those mini awards. And well, you could also involve as an IBM body. You could volunteer as an IBM body for your local community or to the global environment. Next slide, please. This is just to mention the process. Probably, well, you could invite a university to create the Students for Smart Planet chapter. Then they could think, or you could think about a community problem. It could be, I don't know, related to water flood or to traffic, to energy. And then we could nominate the project with a solution to the problem. You just have to fill up a form that it's in that link. You need to send the form to Wendy Murphy, who is the global initiative leader, or to me, and I could reference that to Wendy. And well, just wait for IBM support. And next slide, please. Just some interesting links. This is again the blog for Students for a Smart Planet. It also has the form over there to applicate to submit for this, and the link to ClickWatch in case that you want to read more about it. And well, just an invitation to join us. And I don't know if someone has any questions.
Now that's certainly very interesting, Edgar. And how did that pitch go down with the students that you took it to?
Who that what, sorry?
What was the reaction from the students that you were talking to when you'd given them this type of pitch?
For instance, from the University of Colima?
Yep.
Well, they were excited. They didn't nominate the project like immediately, but they start thinking about what they could do, and they well, as far as I hear, they meet later a couple of times and decide what should they or what could they do, and then, well, I got the form with the submission, and they are very happy right now working in the project. Well, they already received the check, and they got their equipment, and they are what we are doing right now. It's just waiting for the progress. They are posting the progress in the blog, and well, let's see.
Edgar, how many students do you have involved in this per year, and how many IBM employees do you have supporting them?
We have well, here locally we have a focal point for each university. It's called the University Ambassador. So there is one IBMer over there, and there is also the IBM body who is working closely, specifically helping them to work in this project. And well, I'm also just helping in case that something is needed, and just, but it's to be honest, I'm just waiting to the IBM body to help them. And for related to number of students, in this case, for instance, they are around 7 students for this chapter. There are like 3 faculties, at least at this moment. My understanding is that they were planning to integrate more people, including students and faculty. Because what I told you, they are working from different schools in the same university, the school from pedagogy and the school from the telematics and software engineers.
And how often do you monitor the results?
We are expecting them to block something at least once every 2 weeks. 2 weeks, at least. So, well, if they don't post anything, we try to ping them and verify, okay, what are you doing and what is the expectancy. The IBM body is also trying to set up a management system, so we could have a defined project with expected deliverables dates, and well, that's where.
Do the students apply to work on these projects, or do they volunteer? How do you determine what students would work on a particular project?
Well, my understanding was, I exposed this a similar presentation to the university. One professor was interested. He had the meetings with several students. I'm not sure how he chose the students, but my understanding was that, well, he explained the project, or he explained the initiative, and some students were interested, and that is how he chose the students. For the other careers, for instance, for pedagogy, he exposed again the project, now specifically to smart education, and since he was looking for people with the broadest knowledge about how to improve education, he went over there. He talked with another professor in that school. That professor, my understanding was also that he or she invite other students in that school as well.
So are you aware of the same kind of projects going on in other countries?
I know that there are other projects. For instance, I remember there is the University of Arizona. They are going to send us a form with the project. They haven't yet, so I'm not pretty sure. But my understanding is that they're going to be working on something related to smarter health. I don't have the details right now. They're going to send us soon. My understanding is also that there are other universities in India. I don't have also the details of the projects, but we're expecting to hear something from UK soon.
Okay.
But yeah, just to mention that we don't have too many universities right now working in this, but we have the support here. We have the mini awards just waiting for the submissions of some projects, of some universities projects.
Okay, no, Edgar, that's been an excellent update, and thank you very much. I think we're right out of time now, so I'll speak to you later and I'll get some more detail on it as well. But thank you very much for that. Much appreciated.
Oh, no, thank you. And please let me know if you have any other question, and I'll be happy to help everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.